For Las Cruces today, I'm Ricky T, and I am back with Josh Tillery with Apex Technologies. Josh, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm great, thanks. Thanks so much for having me back.
Hey,
I'm glad to be here.
It's been a year since we've last sit down to talk. A lot has changed since we last saw you. So I want to just ask you how things are going. How's business been?
You know, I think there's been challenges for sure. I feel like a lot of people have really struggled, have gone through a lot, have lost business, have lost clients. And for us, some of those changes have been changes in personnel, changes in pricing, changing in product availability, as well as some lost opportunity. Businesses have been closed. People have been kind of nervous having different vendors in their house. And so there's been a lot of challenges, to say the least, but I think that's just kind of part of our life, part of our human experience.
Yeah.
And so even like for me as a young kid, when I was little, just like a lot of kids, my parents went through a divorce, and my dad ended up raising me and my older brother for a few years by himself. And then I was in the military, went on a couple deployments, and just you go through so many experiences. But what I've kind of learned and what I've seen even in a book that I read recently, there was a quote that said, every gift is wrapped up inside a problem, and the bigger the gift, the bigger the problem. And even though sometimes I think that guy's lying, I feel like there could be some truth to that. And so for us as Apex, we just always look at challenges, situations, things like that is, what can we get out of this? What can we learn from this? How can we grow from this? We try not to get too down and feel bad, but just see, hey, how can we adapt? How can we grow? How can we overcome? And so the blessings that have come from this, we've been able to stay open this whole time. We've been able to serve the community. We've been able to help people transition from being closed to open to closed to open again. We have been able to protect, houses, businesses, work with the hospitals. So it's really been a blessing, and I really feel privileged that I get to go to work every day. I get to try to add value and serve this beautiful community that we love.
Well, that's great to hear, and I know it's been a tough year for so many, but glad to see that Apex has stayed strong and, as you said, overcome some of these difficulties.
Yeah.
And for those who don't know, though, Josh is the co-owner of Apex Technologies here in Las Cruces. And Josh, would you care to give a quick summary of Apex for those who maybe are just learning about you?
Yeah, absolutely. So Apex Technologies, we provide security systems, camera systems, access control systems. We do gated communities, low voltage cabling. And so our story is kind of like a lot of other small businesses, or maybe worse than other small businesses. So we started off, in debt, in a bedroom office with one vehicle, not many customers. And my dad had started with a partner while I was still in the Navy. I got out of the Navy. I was in San Diego. I moved back. And even my first day at work was kind of a funny story. So we went to this custom house, and I knew the people that were building the house, and it was still being framed. And so we were running some speakers out to their patio, and I was handed a drill, and I said, okay, drill through this wall so we can get these speakers out here. And in my head, I was like, are you kidding? He's standing right there. Like, I'm not going to drill through his wall. That's a horrible idea. I mean, of course I did it, but so that's kind of how I started. And so from that point and kind of beginning, we've been able to grow. Where now we've serviced several hospitals, courthouses, banks, restaurants, grocery stores, warehouses, courthouses. We recently did the police and fire department in Alamogordo, and then every, houses, apartments, apartment complexes, kind of everything in between. So a lot of trial and error, a lot of experience, plus some formal education. So I think we've come a long way. And what we really believe is there, like you said, there's so many concerns that people have, especially these days. And we just feel like being safe in your home shouldn't be one of them. Protecting your business shouldn't be one of them. So we try to handle that for people.
Well, congratulations on your success and everything moving forward here. There's still a lot going on, Josh, in the world right now, maybe even more than last year.
Yeah.
Hate to say, but would you say the need for the type of technology and home security options you offer has also increased here in this last year?
Yeah, absolutely. And, I love Las Cruces. I grew up here. I think it's a great place to live, great place to raise a family. I also think it's a great place to retire. But unfortunately, the statistics show that crime here is just higher than the rest of the nation. And if anything, everything that's gone on has just exaggerated that, with people being unemployed, people being at home more. And so we just see a lot of crime lately. And unfortunately, as people, we just have a tendency to base the future off the past. So what happens and how this relates to security is I meet people all the time, and they say, I've lived in this house 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, and I've never been broken into. Therefore, I'll never get broken into in the future. Or like businesses, same thing. We've been in this location for 20, 30, 50 years, and we've never had any problems. Therefore, we won't have any problems in the future. And what we fail to realize a lot of times is criminals don't think that way. They come across a house, a business, and they think, I've never broken in here before. There doesn't seem to be any security measures in place. Nobody's around. And then I get a call the next day, asking how soon we can put a system in. So we do encourage people to kind of be more proactive. And I know just there's so many challenges going on. Sometimes it's in the back of their mind, but just try to protect yourself before it's too late.
Absolutely. Now, what can customers expect when they book a consultation interview or visit with you and your team?
Yeah, so first and foremost, we really care about the safety of our employees, of our team, of our community. So we still do health checks, temperature checks on everybody every day. We still wear masks. We still adhere to social distancing guidelines, keep sanitizer in the truck. But the big thing I think that makes us kind of different than maybe some other companies is we really value the relationship. So from when you call, from the time I come out, we're not trying to meet a sales quota. We're not trying to work for a commission or raise a stock price. We're just trying to understand what your needs are, your concerns are, how we can best help you. And now, with the decades of experience, the formal education, we just try to customize the solution that's going to best meet whatever you need. And so we'll come out, we'll give you a quote right away, and then as soon as we can, we'll get you scheduled and up and running.
All right. Well, is there anything specific that they need to do as customers?
Just really think through, kind of what it is that they're looking for, what solutions, and they might not even be aware, but a lot of kind of requests have driven some of our innovation and growth of saying, hey, can you do this? Can you do that? And, even if we can't, we find ways to do it or we find solutions to make it happen. So yeah, but the biggest thing is you got to call. You got to send us a message. You got to reach out.
Them a call.
Yeah. I'm not going to come knock on your door, more than likely. So.
Well, last time you were also here, we talked about some of the community initiatives that you and Apex Technologies are involved in. And how are those going?
It's great. Thanks to, our amazing customers, this community, we've been able to, I think, plant over 1,000 trees. We've been able to provide thousands of meals through the Roadrunner Food Bank. Those are both great programs. We're also helping support Turning Point for, new expectant mothers, first-time mothers. We're given to some charities that do some work overseas with orphans. So really just helping out. And, this community is so great, and there's so many great people here and great things you can be involved in. You just got to find kind of what pulls at your heartstrings and where you want to volunteer and give at.
Well, that's wonderful. Apex Technologies, very involved with the community. And are there any other community programs or events that you think folks around us should be aware of, maybe if they aren't?
Yeah, and so right now it's really good to see with things opening up more and the weather getting better. I know there's different cycling clubs, there's running clubs that are meeting at local coffee houses throughout the week. I know there's more outdoor recreation, theaters opening. I know there's a couple venues like Amador Live, Amara Winery that are opening more live music entertainment. So it's just whatever you need to do. And it's so good to be out and to be in community. Churches are open, classes are open, gyms are open. So just get out, go meet some people, go get some exercise, enjoy the outdoors. It's a great place. And I think the biggest event of all, I know we're getting ready for Memorial Day and then the summer, of course. And so first summer, I'm so excited for people to get out, to go travel, to go see relatives, friends, family, or just to go have fun. I'm all for that. But the one thing, there's two things that I'd kind of caution people. I know in this day and age, the one piece of advice, if I could say anything, is just don't put it on social media till you get back. Like, we want to see you having fun at the beach and at wherever you're at in the mountains, things like that. But just wait till you get back. Don't put a sign on your door saying nobody's home, we're not here, come on in. Just wait. I'll put all the heart and fire emojis on your pictures. Just tag me when you come back. I'll be glad to do that for you. Yeah.
A lot of people don't think that, and that's a very smart point because they're on vacation.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, they're in Florida, at Disney World.
Setting it open.
Exactly.
You never know who you can trust on social media too. Who's really your friend?
Absolutely.
So that's a good point there. All right, if folks wanted to find out more about Apex Technologies, Josh, how do they do that?
So our website is still probably one of the best ways. We're on Facebook now too. So our website's www.apextechnologiesnm.com. Our office number 575-527-9070. Like I said, find us on Facebook, look us up. And you know what I'm going to do? For anybody that's listening in here, just to really drive home the point of we want to protect you this summer. We want you to go out. We want you to have fun. But for anybody that's listening, that calls in, I'll give you free monitoring for the whole summer. So come get an alarm system, get protected, go out, go have fun. But get a system, be safe. And, that goes for anybody, house, business. If you have friends, neighbors, relatives, share that with them and we'll make good on that.
Now, you hear that, Las Cruces? That's from co-owner Josh Tillery here with Apex Technologies, a part of your Las Cruces Today Community Spotlight. Josh, I really appreciate your time, man. I know it's been a year. I hope it's not another year, though, until we see you and talk with you again. Appreciate everything you're doing for Las Cruces here in our community. And don't forget to reach out to them, Las Cruces. Again, Apex Technologies, 575-525 9070, is that correct?
527.
527.
Yep.
Okay, I'm sorry. 527-9070 and apextechnologiesnm.com. Ladies and gentlemen, Josh Tillery with Apex Technologies. Thank you so much, my friend. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.